This is Isa again with a live update for the coming week according to my calendars. This is November the 14th, 2021. And I'm going to switch to the calendar view so that you can see it, and then we'll see about what I can tell you about it. Let's see. There you go. Oh, and by the way, this is the calendar, the wall calendar picture for this month. Here we go. So today was the first Aries day, Sunday, and tomorrow is the second one, and on Tuesday is considered a third one, even though the transition into Taurus starts at let's see here, starts at 7 o'clock in the morning and goes all the way till 7 o'clock in the evening. So it's more of a transitional Taurus day than it isn't going to be an Aries day. So Aries is a fire day, so the temperatures feel warmer than the outside temperature actually suggests. And fire days make us want more protein. It governs the head, the upper part of the head. So the hair, the scalp, the eyes, the ears, the upper part of the jaw, the nose. So anything you can do beneficial for your head on those days is especially beneficial for you. And whatever you do not so good for your head, you will feel twice as bad. Aries days are considered fruit days. They're really ideal days for going shopping for fresh fruit and vegetables. They're also ideal days for preserving, conserving, freezing, canning, creating things like breads and doughs and yogurts and stuff like that. It's a good day to do something nice for your head, for your face too. So then there is a symbol in there on Tuesday which says cut Christmas trees. So there's a very old tradition where I come from that, and it's known that Christmas trees cut 3 days before a full moon, either in November or December, are not losing their needles for a very, very long time. In fact, there are wreaths and Christmas trees in museums that are 50, 60 years old and are still green. And they've been cut on the right day. And when you go in Germany to a market for Christmas trees, you find that some are 3 times as expensive as others because they were cut on those days. So we usually go out and cut a pine tree and stick them in a pipe out there. And by May, when the first guests arrive, we throw our pine tree out, which is still as green as it was when we cut it. And the needles haven't fallen off. And we've done this for many years now, and yes, it works. Anyway, so Wednesday is Taurus, and Thursday too. Taurus is an Earth day. Usually in the Black Hills, at least, there's a good chance for rain or snow on Earth days. It feels a lot cooler than the temperature suggests. And this time the Weather Channel says that Wednesday would be very cool, so it goes along with what is to be expected. Taurus governs the lower part of your head, teeth and throat, your throat chakra, your truth chakra, and the ears. On Earth days, we're craving more salt to balance the cool weather. But in general, waxing moon days, and you see that on the yellow half moon on the side leading up towards full moon, are not very active. We're not usually extremely active on those days. We're more ingesting things, taking things in, feelings, emotions. Everything that we ingest stays in the body. Make sure it is positive. Otherwise, on full moon, you're going to have a hard time sleeping and being irritated. So now the full moon is this week on Friday, and it's with a partial lunar eclipse. And it's going to be a very long eclipse. And here is the spiritual understanding about eclipses. Either way, lunar or solar eclipses. The length of the eclipse equates in how long the effects of this rebooting of the energy system of Earth and the people, which is what it does during an eclipse, how long it takes. So this one is supposed to be about 3 hours long. So the effects of this lunar eclipse will be felt for about 3 years on this planet. The readjustment, rebooting, the reorganizing of energy that comes into our planet. And so do we. So shifts and changes are going to happen for every one of us within the next 3 years, and they'll be felt, they'll be known. So then I call this moon the blood moon, and here's the story about blood moon. The blood moon has nothing to do with the color of the moon. The blood moon was the full moon in the northern regions in Europe, where the Celts were, and the tradition was that the animals that were not fed through the winter were slaughtered on a full moon because they bleed out better, and every doctor will tell you that wounds bleed much more heavily on a full moon. And so animals bled out better on full moon. It was usually a ceremony, and the animals were stored then as when the ground was already frozen and cold for the winter months. So the colder the region, the earlier the blood moon. So I put it here in November. Usually it's quite cold in November. This year it's not. So this year this would be postponed into December if you were going by the old rules and didn't have a freezer available to put your meat in. A new moon is always a time to let go of what happened in the last 2 weeks and to readjust and entering into the waning moon phase, where we are much more active and much more inclined to do things and to become active again. As I said, in the waxing moon and before full moon, when Earth gives and people and animals take in the waning moon, Earth takes in and people and animals give and expand. So if you still have to water your trees, not next week, but the week afterwards, on a Pisces day or on a water day at least, would be a good time to do that last one watering. So Saturday after the full moon on Friday goes into, and the full moon is in Gemini, and Saturday is also Gemini, and Sunday is Gemini. So 3 Geminis in a row. Again, the Sunday is a transitional day into Pisces. Let's see. No, not Pisces. Not Pisces. Cancer. And Cancer is a water day. The following Monday. Here's a rule about light air days. Do not water any plants on air days if you can do so. The energy of every plant is at the top, is in the flower, is at the very end of its leaves and branches, and roots are much more likely to rot if you water them on those days. So don't water them on air days. Earth days are okay. Water days are even better. Air days coming up after the full moon is good for baking bread. It's good for cleaning your windows and good for painting and jobs like this in the house. Things flow. Anything that has to dry, because an air day, things dry easier, is better done on those days. Yeast stoves go really nicely. So the full moon has a couple of extra signs, as you can see. Those forks, and they talk about fertilizing. So full moons are always very good days to fertilize your house plants, your outside plants, your trees, whatever it is you need to fertilize. Put it on a full moon. What is not ideal on a full moon and very not suggested is pruning. Don't ever prune anything that you want to save on a full moon, because it might just kill your shrub or tree. This is the worst day you can prune any kind of tree, and that goes for 48 hours before and 48 hours after. Of course, it's not fixed on the date. That's just, you have to do it in the calendar in a certain way. Let's see. So next week, solstices or eclipses are traditionally where people halt and do much in that time of the eclipse. Since it is kind of like a reboot of your inner personal physical computer. Don't give your body and give your mind and give your non-physical body the time to adjust to all the energy that comes in that time. So it's just like when you reboot your computer, just give it a break so it can do its job. What else can I say here about these? The energy for us goes from Aries, which is a very straightforward and energetic day, and where we are much in our head, where we kind of, if your ego goes overboard and you doesn't want to let go of all the troubles and all the things that go around in your head, Aries will be the day where it haunts you more than any. So just be aware of that. When it gets into an Earth day, then it's getting cooler. It's more into digesting what we've come up with the ideas. But the more we go to full moon, the more calmer we go, the more we need or think we need rest, and well so. And on full moon, everybody knows things go a little haywire because everything gets released that you incorporated in the last 2 weeks. And if it wasn't very pleasant and very positive, that means just that your mood isn't going to be very positive and pleasant. And it can be with other people too. So full moons are always days to be a bit cautious in traffic and with conversations. And I wouldn't put an important business meeting on a full moon, if I can avoid it, I won't travel on a full moon either. And Gemini in itself are kind of wavery. It's both sides come up. People are easily spooked, easily sidetracked. The wind is something that really allows us not to concentrate fully, and so be aware of that. Air days are kind of a little bit disturbing emotionally, and it's an old thing. When the wind blew when we were in a stone age, we couldn't hear our predators, so it was more of a fearful day. And we still we're still kind of prone to fearful or more wavery attitudes on those days. Just be aware of that. I think that's for next week, and then I'll see you again on Sunday next week, Sunday at 6 o'clock. And if you have any questions, please ask your questions, and here on Facebook or even on YouTube. Once I got it up there, it takes me a little bit to put this up, and then I'm absolutely happy to answer your questions. Thank you.